I get it. Albaga. Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenje.
Okay. Cosa? Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto.
No, is that? Hello and welcome to the brunch. I'm Lamin Cham. This is our weekly look at current affairs. This week, well, of course, we promised last week that we will have Team Talib Bensouda to respond to Team Bakary. But of course, Team Bensouda are yet to be available. They said they would prefer perhaps to keep their programs until the day of his unveiling. So we surely will get them once they are ready. Instead, we have the National People's Party, that's the governing National People's Party, NPP, who are busy crisscrossing the country, selecting their candidates for area council as well as chairmanship elections. Well, the United Democratic Party have already made known their candidates for the 7 administrative areas that are up for grabs in May. That's of course, the mayor and chairmanship elections. We know, of course, the proceedings in West Coast, but we didn't know what happened. We don't know what happened in the other administrative areas as far as the National People's Party is concerned. So with me in the studio to do justice to all that is Saihou Mballow. He is the presidential advisor, presidential special advisor on politics, and of course a member of the National People's Party. Mr. Mballow, welcome to the brunch once again.
Thank you, Mr. Cham, for inviting me to this important program.
Good. Today it's all about NPP. It is February the 11th today.
Yes.
The councillors election is in April, and the chairmanship and mayors are on the 20th May. Up to this time, you people have not managed to come up with a candidate for chairman in any of these administrative areas. Is it are you dealing with the matters thoroughly this time around, or is just a lack of a credible candidate, as your opponents would say?
Mr. Cham, thank you very much for inviting me and for allowing the government side, that's the government party, that's the ruling party, NPP, to come here and also share light on issues that the party is up to. I'm happy to tell you that we have been working on this thing. We want to do this, selections professionally. We don't want to rush. We want to listen to the Gambian people so that they can come up with candidates. As the party is a democratic party, there are so many applicants. as you know, in West Coast, we have about 9 applicants right now for the chairmanship. Also, for the wards, we have completed the selection process for the wards. In Upper River region, we have 7 applicants for the chairmanship, and we have completed the selection of 14 councillors in all the wards. That is in Jimara, Basse, Tumana, Woodley East, Woodley West, Kantora, Sandu. We have completed that process.
Okay, let's stay with Basse, administrative area. There we have, how many wards again? 14 wards.
Yes.
You said you have already selected your...
We have selected our councillors. They are waiting for nominations.
They are waiting just to be nominated for
yes.
nominations. But you still haven't managed to select a candidate for the chairmanship of Basse Area Council. What is holding that? Well,
Mr. Cham, it's not a matter of not being able to. It is a matter of being ready to do it. Like I said, we have been in consultations.
You said 7 people applied.
7 people. We have received 7 applicants for the chairmanship in Upper River region.
All right. Is it going to be like West Coast, where the chairman there, Lamin Cham, recently said they will give up to the 19th February to allow the aspiring candidates for your party to talk to each other to see whether there can be a single candidate, in which case they will just go ahead and nominate that person. But where there is not, he said on the 19th, the party will have to conduct elections between those who are still in the race. Is it the same procedure in Basse?
Well, basically the procedure is we want to implement genuine democracy and respect for the rule of law in all these processes. We don't want to pick just to get up and handpick somebody. That's why we are taking our time to make sure that they consult among themselves, and also we the party executive also consult the constituencies, wards about the applicants. At the end, we will be able to come up with a potential winner of
now, who eventually makes the last decision? The National Executive Committee, or the Regional Committee, or the Wards Committee, or all of them combined? Who has the last say, finally? Well,
in the selection process of the ward councillors, it was conducted by the Regional Committee.
So they had the last.
They conducted it in observation with the National Executive. We sent teams in all these regions. We make sure that people come. Teams where the executive was divided into teams to go and work with the respective regions. They work with them to make sure that things are done freely, fairly, and in a transparent manner. And at the end, everything was done with the supervision of the regional committee, and they were endorsed in the presence of the National Executive. The only thing left now is, like I said, the chairmanship and also the mayorship. That we have received the application as I am talking to you now.
And 7.
We have received 7. We have received. We have Basse 7.
What about Mansa Konko?
We have received Mansa Konko also.
How many?
I don't have it here exactly, but we have received about.
It was said.
We have received 6.
6. It was initially 10. Now
I think some people have already, because the process that we are giving them the room to communicate and consult each other. Yes. Some have started to drop.
But when are you going to
willingly? So that's why
we know that West Coast on the 19th they will suddenly decide. What about the other areas?
All the other areas we will be able to complete this thing by on the 19th. There are consultations, there are negotiations.
So 19th is going to be the day that your party will definitely do the selection for the mayor.
We will be able to come and tell the Gambians who is our candidate for West Coast, who is our candidate for Banjul, who is our candidate for KMC, who is our candidate for North Bank, who is our candidate for URR, CRR North, and CRR South by then.
By the 19th.
By the 19th.
So that is the dates nationally that the NPP
that will be able to complete. We want to give them the room to negotiate. This is a family party. Okay. It's a party that listens to the electorate. We don't want to rush and act like a dictatorship. We choose somebody whom the people do not want. That's why we are allowing them this room to negotiate and consult.
You were directly supervising URR, if I'm right?
Yes.
what are the big issues? Because we hear complaints from party supporters. I mean, you just said it. In any party, Democratic Party, there will be internal issues. What are the problems there? I mean, if you talk to other people, they would say, well, the national executive wants to favor candidate A or B, the regional executive wants this or B. What are the major issues? Who is the most popular, if you like?
Well, I mean, Mr. Cham, and we cannot right now, like I said, we cannot conclude. We cannot come here and tell the audience that Mr. X is more popular than Mr. Y, or Mr. Y is more popular than Mr. X. That's why we are giving them the room, the avenue to consult, negotiate among themselves.
Do you have names of this? We would be interested in names.
Yeah, in URR, I can tell you.
Yeah. Who and who?
For URR, we have Omar Sompo Sise as an applicant.
Omar Sompo Sise, who
is the campaign manager of MPP Basse.
Oh, he wants to.
He wants to contest for this thing. I think he one time, I don't know whether
he was deputy governor or something.
He was a governor in URR. Yeah. He is among the applicants. We also have Asan Jao.
Who's Asan Jao?
Asan Jao also is he's in URR.
Okay.
He's an applicant.
Okay.
And we have Peter Balde of Mansajang.
Peter Balde, Basse Mansajang.
Basse Mansajang.
Okay.
He's working for the agriculture department.
Okay.
He's an applicant. We have Mohamed Sise from Sandu.
Sandu.
He's also an applicant.
Okay.
Pate Balde, who contested against the incumbent councillor in the 2017 elections.
Oh, you mean he MP or governor? Or chairman?
Chairmanship. He once contested
against Fode Danjo.
Fode Danjo.
Okay. So he still wants to.
He still wants to contest
on the NPP ticket.
On the MPP ticket.
Yeah.
He is also.
Anyway, that's you counted 5 now, isn't it? 4.
5.
5, yes.
Yeah, I said Umar Sise.
Yes.
I said Mohamed Sise.
Yeah.
I said Peter Balde.
Yeah.
I said Hassan Jao.
Yeah.
I said this guy. What's the name again?
The 6th one, perhaps.
I said Pate Balde. Pate Balde is an applicant. Also, and two.
I think you have them in the list, isn't it?
I think I have them. They are 7.
Let's consult the list now, because I want the viewers to know the names of the aspirants all across the country, if we can.
No, I cannot give you all across the country right now with everything, because that would take time.
I mean,
but I can tell you.
No, you have ample time.
Yeah, but I can tell you is we can complete it. The process.
Yeah, by the 19th.
The process of receiving, and we have closed receiving applications.
How big is the application file in Janjambure administrative area?
Janjambure, we received about 6 applicants for the chairmanship.
Oh, really?
But I was told with the negotiations that is going on, I think somebody has already opted to withdraw.
Do you remember any names? You cannot remember all names.
No, I cannot remember the names right now.
But you don't know any bigwigs there.
No, I can't. Right? I don't want to tell. I don't want to mention the name, because still consultation is. If I say somebody is the bigwig, then even whereas he want to withdraw, he will say that even Honorable Mballow is saying that.
Oh, he probably.
I am a bigwig, so why should I withdraw? Why should I give?
Yeah, because give way? I thought perhaps you have all of them listed.
I have their names.
I would have.
I have their names, but I don't. I want to give.
No, I want to list. You can say there's nothing wrong in saying their names.
You will know by next week for sure. I promise.
I want the aspirants, not the person who is going to be eventually.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. As far as they said, the negotiations is on. Unlike West Coast, I know West Coast already. You are published. They have given you the names.
Yes.
And
that's what is transparent, isn't it?
Yes.
It was published. I mean, every chairman of every region should be able to publish the names of the applicants, so that people know that Mr. X is in the race.
In the race, yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We will be able to tell you. We will be able to supply you by Tuesday. I promise by Tuesday after their consult, because we don't know who is going to decide to drop. And if you are here as the special advisor, if I come here and say, "Oh, Mr. Cham is this," that might even motivate him to continue on contest. But if we keep quiet and allow them to go, they might decide, you know what, I am not, because I have my position, I am working. Let me give way.
What about Kuntaur area?
Kuntaur also, the applicants have been received.
There are too many, or
just a few. Sizably about 5. Yes, but like I said, we have given them the room to negotiate. They are consulting among themselves with the region and council of elders to talk to them, let them know that we are coming from the same party, and they are going to represent the party. Whoever is selected, let's give him the support. That's what we are doing. Kerewan likewise. Kerewan also we have.
How many?
Kerewan also we have received about 4.
4.
Yes.
Including, is there anybody who contested before?
There was somebody who once contested.
For this position?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, it doesn't matter. Somebody can contest and decide to drop out. If he feels now there is somebody among the applicants who is more popular and who is a potential winner to the race, the person might drop away. But if we are giving the person the hope that you are more popular, you are strong here, you are a very strong candidate on the medium, that people might tell him, listen, even they are saying that you are the most popular or you are this and that. So that might even, encourage the person to continue on the competition.
Mansakonko?
Likewise, Mansakonko also we have received application about 3.
Now, because it used to be 10, now it's brought down to 3 perhaps.
About 3, yes. Yeah, they have dropped. Potential.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about where we think perhaps the race or the picture is a bit clearer. That is Banjul.
Yes.
We told that only Ibu Fai applied for NPP. Is there any other person?
That's the only for Banjul. We have only 1 applicant as of today.
But the application closed, so we
only
don't
one.
expect,
Only
don't
one.
expect anybody from NPP.
Only 1 received in Banjul.
And that is that automatic that he is the candidate now?
Automatically, if he is, as far as he is the one, democratically,
yeah,
we have to respect that, and he's the only candidate.
The party has no objection.
No objection. You cannot. The people choice when they say he's the applicant, he's the one who expressed interest to contest.
Since nobody else
comes out to say I am going to challenge Mr. X in our party. I don't think whether it is fair enough. It is fair to come out and say, listen, we are dropping your choice and bringing somebody else.
So Banjul, that's clear. That's
that one is clear. But the other
there are 9 councillors, 9 wards there for the grabs. How many are you going?
They have already selected. They have already selected.
Is it going to be all NPP or APRC or anyone?
We have selected.
It used to be PPP, I think.
We have selected all MPP candidates.
Banjul, from the mayor to councillors, are all NPP.
We have selected MPP.
You did not accommodate anybody.
First, there was a Banjul, there was a PPP candidate, there was a PPP councillor there, and but with the consultations that is going on right now among the Banjulians and among the within the wards, we have settled to nominate MPP candidates.
The PPP are not happy with that. They were here the last time. They said you issued a press release, your party, you indicated the areas you will contest, and you only mentioned APRC to be the only party who will have some to contest, like nine wards to be exact, and no chairmanship for them. The PPP, for once, we are not happy about that. They said if they don't contest, they will die, and they don't see it as fair for them to be left out in your coalition arrangements. How did you patch up that difference?
Well, that happened. We came up with a press release.
Yeah, without
initially.
You didn't mention any of
no, but that was just the preliminary. That was not the final.
But that was conclusive. That press release said this is it mentioned the number of.
Yeah, but after consultation, we told them we called the MPP. We met with the Secretary General Keba Jallo.
Yeah.
Yes, we called them. We told them that whatever happened, let's.
But they are going ahead anyway. They had applications received from people. They opened them, I think, on the 7th. Soon they will come up with candidate. Well, yes, a list of aspirants for them. Particularly in Banjul, they are widely rumored to contest in Banjul for the mayorship.
Yes. Well, for that, we as a ruling party and also head of the coalition leaders, all we can do is come to the table with them.
But why did you come out with that press release without even mentioning? They said they were not consulted.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That was a preliminary. That was an error. We accepted the error.
Okay.
I told them. I told Keba Jallo. We are invited Keba Jallo, and also his party executive members. I called them. We met with a committee, executive committee of the MPP. That is handling, that is working with the party alliance to talk to them and have meeting with them. When they said that there was a president, we apologized. I apologized to Keba Jallo. I said, for what happened? I said that was our error. We should have consulted. I said, but Keba Jallo, you also made an error as the Secretary General and party leader. Before you come out and come up with a press release or start to build a bad blood between you and the NPP. You should have consulted the national executive of the NPP. It's proper that way. Or the Secretary General. You are a Secretary General of the PPP. You are an important figure in the Gambia.
He told us that he made contacts. He called the NPP executive members about the press release, and no tangible response was received. Then they had to go ahead and announce applications for
What I told him, I asked him, when we met, I said, Mr. Jallo, if that's the case, did you contact the Secretary General and party leader of the MPP? He said no.
That would be difficult.
I said, I was not me as the special advisor on political affairs. Did you contact me? He said no. And say, let's put aside politics. You are my elder brother. You should have called me, say, I'm seeing this and this. What is the problem? And you are there. You are among, the leaders of the party. And you are responsible for politics. Now, what is going on? What's up? Then I would have given you. But nonetheless, I offer my apology that whatever happened, we are all responsible. We made an error to come up with a press release without concluding our consultation with our coalition partners, and he accepted the apology. And we had a meeting yesterday. We met with the NCP party.
Yeah, in fact, it was the PPP who first complained, but the other president did not even mention other parties like NCP, the GPDP, GANU, and a host of others who back you, ANR, AND,
NRP.
No,
it has never mentioned any other.
It mentioned NRP.
Okay.
But it did not mention the ANRD of Lamin Bojang. It didn't mention GANU of Sheikh Tijan Haidara. It didn't mention a host of other independent bodies that you said you called them allies. The president didn't mention them. It was only the people who complained. But what about NCP and others?
But that's why, Mr. Cham, that's why I'm updating you now and also the Gambian people that we have called the PPP. We had a meeting with Keba Jallo and his executive to resolve the matter. We have called NCP, Abubakar Kinte. Yesterday we met him with his executive. We have called right now Dr. Sumaila Sise. We are scheduling to meet them. We are going to meet them all. They are equally.
So are you going to allow them to contest?
We are not allowing also, but then we are going to consult each other and talk and see what is going to be the conclusive of these discussions.
Is it not also true that maybe the NPP think that these parties are more or less insignificant? They probably cannot win anything. If you give them an award or so, you risk losing it to the opposition because they may not have strength enough to be able to win it.
Well, Mr. Cham, we are not seeing it that way. I mean, for MPP, we respect all our allies. We definitely respect whether they are going to lose or win. Even MPP, we are in the
the NPP can be worried that, okay, if I give PPP Banjo,
yes.
I mean, maybe the party is not big enough. Maybe they can lose it. We can lose it to the opposition. They can be worried about it and say, okay, look, you know what? We think we are better placed in Banjul than you. So, why not we contest? But they are accusing your party of not even consulting, showing might. And we are the governing party, so we put up here, and you don't have a chance here.
But now I think it's over. It's all over after consulting and meeting.
It's all over now.
If he had made an error, Mr. Cham, human beings, every man is bound to make errors. Okay. But if you really accept the errors that you have made and you apologize, I think it should be over. Okay. That's the essence of calling the executive of PPP, to show them that it's not that we disrespect you, it's not that we are putting down upon you people. No. We made an error. A press release came out, and we made an error without even starting a consultation before coming up with our final decision. That is our responsibility. We made an error. Everyone. That is the party.
Good.
They accepted.
We were in Banjul. That's clear. That's SO5.
Yes.
They came. It's almost suddenly clear there to many people. There is going to be Bakari Baji. Last week their team were here, and more or less they hope that is going to be Bakari Baji. Did anybody else come up with an application?
Yes, we have applications. We have applications.
Apart from Bakari Baji?
Yes, apart from Bakari Baji, we have applications.
So it's going to be the same process on the 19th?
Same process on the 19th. We have CDCC of QTV.
No, that's West Coast.
Sorry, so not West Coast. We have Mustafa Toure. Sorry, Mustafa Toure of Mustafa Toure. He's also an aspirant, and other people also. But like I say, we want to leave this thing right now until we finish our consultation and negotiations.
By the 19th.
By the 19th. When we are done, then we will be able to come and tell you this is conclusive. This is our decision. Decision of the party. But now, we want to allow the room of negotiations.
Already undue pressure from the national executive on other aspirants to give up their ambitions for one or two candidates, like in Kerr. It will be particularly curious if anybody would even hope to contest against Bakari, when Bakari seems to be the apparent choice of the national executive, if not the president.
Well, there are pressures right now. There are a lot of pressures on aspirants, also among the electorates.
Now, I'm trying to say that people who might like to contest against Bakari already feel that people like you, people close to this party leader, have already made up their mind it's going to be Bakari.
But it's not like, Mr. Cham, we have not come up with this final decision to announce our candidate, chairmanship.
But they think it's a foregone conclusion.
Well, everybody is campaigning. In other places also, they think it's a they are telling us Mr. X is selected in so and so place. We have been hearing this in the forums, Mr. X is the candidate, but we have not decided. We have not come up with a final decision. As soon as a final decision is taken, we will come and tell the Gambian people that in Banjul, Mr. X finally is our candidate. KMC Mr. X or Mrs. X is our candidate. KMC, West Coast, URR, CRR, LRR, and the North Bank region, these are our chairmanship candidate and mayorship, respectively.
Most NPP tell us that, okay, yes, you have a grace period from now until the 19th to allow the candidates and their campaign team to negotiate, isn't it?
Yes. What we did was for KMC, we have called on the aspirants well before time. We sat.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we sat to listen to them first. We have listened to Mustafa Toure. One Mr. Jeng also wanted to.
Yes.
Mr. Jeng. We have sat with Mr. Jeng. We have sat with most of these people, most of the aspirants. We sat with them first to listen to them. Now,
Bakari Baji said when NPP approached him, he first told them he would like to be left in his position as sports minister. He said that was his initial position, but then he said if the demand is overwhelming, he may change his mind and contest for the NPP. But his initial response was, no, I want to be left as minister. Why do you think it would be necessary for him to step aside and contest the mayorship and not continue with his election? Is it, as your critics said, you haven't got anybody credible in the KM to do that?
No, not really. Not really. What we think is Mr. Baji, with his experience, he has worked in that council. And he has worked in that council. And coupled with his ministerial position now, handling with the youths, and the positive things that he has been doing, we feel that if he is given the opportunity for KMC, there would be a big improvement for the people of KMC. That is also one of the factors why we are motivated. People are motivated to have him as our candidate. I'm not saying that he is selected. Again, let me repeat that. But these are among the factors we are looking at, that he might be a better chairperson. He might be a good chairperson. But I'm not ruling out the other ones also, because Mustafa also could be a good man, because Mustafa once also he contested against Talib Bensouda in 2017.
Yeah. And so did Bakari.
And Bakari.
Yeah.
So we are not ruling out. But now, like I said, what I'm mentioning now is where he has handled right now. He has handled this
ministerial.
You
think he's done a good job there?
He has done a good job for winning.
Why not leave him there? Especially because that's what he wants, to be left there as minister.
He has not told us that that's what he wants.
He said to the media that when your people first approached him.
Which people?
The NPP. He said it.
NPP who?
Yeah, they came to his office. He said NPP people came to his office. He said it on radio, it's on record. He said NPP people came to his office and told him that they definitely would like him to contest because they believe he can win. He has strong status. He first told them, wow, well, okay, I like your idea, but I want to be left as minister so that I don't want to leave a job halfway done. I want to complete the job. That was his first initially. But then he said, if the demand becomes overwhelming, then he will have to change his mind and contest. Maybe that's what is happening with him now.
Well, maybe that's what is happening. Maybe some people in the MPP, because MPP is a large organization. Maybe some people, like you said, and like he said, some people met him. But what I'm telling you now, the people people I have met, that's what I'm mentioning here. I don't want to speculate.
Okay.
I think I told you categorically clear that we met with Mustafa Toure, some of these candidates.
Okay.
I think I told you that also Pamodu Job was among the, he also he want to apply.
Okay.
And we met with Pamodu Job and Mr. Jeng, and so on and so on an official basis to talk to, first to sound them to see whether they are interested, and if they are interested, when it happens that one of them is selected, would they rally behind that person, any of them? We told them that still now the applications are open. We are expecting more applicants to come, but we wanted to hear how they feel, and they gave us the promise that they are applying and they are in MPP. They support the MPP. Whoever, but at the end of the selection process, whoever is selected, they promise that they will rally behind that person. For Mr. Baji, actually, I have never met him yet to discuss what he is telling us now, that let him leave this position. But like I said, MPP is a large organization. Maybe some people met him and telling him, come and do this, come and do that.
They did that.
Yes, they did that. So that is not also bad. Because I said it here, really what he has done right now, I mean, the positive things that he is doing, we are optimistic that if he is given the chance to contribute in KMC, he would do better for the KMC people. Yeah, looking at what is going now.
But would he win against Taliban? Not what he has. He might have very good plans. Yeah. But is he, according to NPP, able to beat Taliban?
We will be able to beat Taliban.
Bakari will be able to.
Bakari will be able.
Or the NPP will be able to.
MPP and Bakari Baji.
So you've already made your mind. It's Bakari, I told you.
No, what I'm telling you, if you have told me that, I mean, Mustafa said this and Mustafa said he's chosen, he left his position, now he's the one. I would have equally tell you that if he emerged as the candidate for MPP, he would beat Taliban.
So let's say NPP is confident whoever comes would beat Taliban.
Among the applicants that we have received right now, that we are screening, that the wards, the ward executive are screening and talking about, whoever they come up with would be a winner for Taliban.
Good. Let's move to the West Coast, because there Chairman Lamin Jatta has actually, I think he's to give credit to him, he's been the guy who's really been very, very transparent with the procedure at the process in his region. He published here, the list of applications.
Yes.
Applicants, and 9 of them are there. I think if I can remember, there is Srifo Sonko, the incumbent,
yes,
from Tubakuta. There is Ahmad Jite from Kitty Village.
Yes.
There is Lamin F. Bojang from Jambur Village. There is Lamin Basse Bojang from Brufut. There is CD Sise, also from Brufut. There is an Alaji Jane. I guess he is from... Well, Alaji Jane could be from, I think, Sanchaba or something. And there is Basiru Dabo of Tujareng Farakunku. And then you have Tamsir Jase from Sanchaba Saleja. 9 of them now.
Yes.
And he said, like he said, it will be on the 19th that definitely they will have to choose. If there is not at the time, between now and then, if there isn't any consensus on a single candidate, there will be elections.
Yes.
Now, the issues there that I'm hearing from listening to people is that incumbent Sirifo Sonko might be the choice of the national executive or President Barrow. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, that's not right now. We will not come out and tell the people that Mr. X is the choice. I mean, Mr. Cham, it will not be fair to the applicants. If you preempt what is happening now, that this is this, then why should the other people stay in the race? That's why we are saying that they are all equally important to us. All these 9 applicants, we want to listen to them. We want to work with the people, the electorate. Me, Saihou Mballow, I'm not voting in that region. President Barrow might not vote there. Other people might not vote there. That's why we are working on the people of West Coast. Power belongs to the people. That's why we are giving it to them to give us the feedback, talk to the people, and give us the feedback at the end that we think Mr. X, if he is selected, he is going to. We are going to win. It will be an easy race to us. So we have no conclusive here to say Mr. X. Or then we would have, if that's the case, we would have just said, hey, Silfo Sonko is there, so we don't need any application. He's our candidate. Did we do that?
Like the UDP did.
Like the UDP, that is undemocratic. That is undemocratic.
Yeah, like they said,
yes.
Okay, we are maintaining our incumbents without opening it to any application process.
Mr. Cham, that is totally against the principle of democracy.
So the UDP,
in any democratic organization, you don't do that.
So
what the UDP did.
The UDP were dictatorial. They did not give the opportunity to their electorates to see whether they might like somebody else different from Talib Bensouda or Rohillo or Omar Danjo or Lamin Cham, etc.
This thing, definitely UDP has exposed their dictatorial tendency to the Gambian people.
You wouldn't do it.
With that doing that, I will not accept that. I will not do that. With that type of process, I will not be part and parcel of that. If you look at even the selection process.
But isn't the NPP procedure also just for the optics, for the people to see when actually...
It's not optics.
When actually you have already made up your mind on this.
No. It is practical. What we are doing is practical. We are doing it. You can see that sometimes even we conduct the primary how AI is conducted. If you look at what we were doing throughout the process, we have drums, we have tokens, just like at the Congress level. People who are voting, given the opportunity to vote.
No, but your last
give them the opportunity.
The last Congress, you did not vote in some of the top executive positions, and there was a rancor and.
But after consultation, that's what we are doing now. After consultation, if you see that, because we conducted we thought it is important that they consult among themselves.
If you don't allow elections you cannot call that democratic. You just accuse the UDP of not allowing primaries for...
No, what I'm telling you is, Mr. Cham, listen, if any person you call here during the Congress, the person that you might...
You know the UDP too, unlike you, so you have the so-called Council of Elders, like the UDP has, and you said you also have the so-called Council of Elders. I mean, are in their role not deterring democracy? Because if you call people, my friend, why do you need Council of Elders also come when you could have simply organized a vote?
No, you know why the Council of Elders participation is very important in the process. I mean, Mr. Cham, they know what is prevailing in their areas, in their vicinities. And as elders, if they come and say, yeah, this race is going to be between Mr. Cham and Mr. Mballow, but we are all living in the same area. Mr. Cham, remember.
But is this Council of Elders not people like Ousainou Dabo or Adama Barrow?
No, it's totally different.
Well, I thought
it's totally different. What I have observed in the conduct of the processes, the selection process in UDP is totally different with what our process. Our processes are very transparent, very democratic.
So this Council of Elders the UDP have may include people behind the scene like Ousainou Dabo and all that?
No, I have not heard anybody telling us.
If that is the case, then the NPP...
MPP, whatever we did, we consulted, we have
who are the Council of Elders there?
We have Council of Elders, we have people like
who?
We have people like Falai Balde and others, yes, Ala Jaguraga and others. We have Council of Dembo Bojang, the late Dembo Bojang.
He was I know he's alive. Or you talking about
the one who died? He was our Council of Elders.
Okay.
He died. He passed away. Very good man.
Okay.
He really helped. He participated in the bringing of MPP.
So basically, their role is to keep the peace.
To keep the peace. When there is some disagreement, when there is a problem, they would come and as elderly people, they will come and...
But are they not derailing democratic process when there should be vote? Simply
no,
vote.
You
call yourself democratic. You are a democratic party. You call people. You are expected to vote among them. Yet you invite the Council of Elders and they interfere, persuade maybe potentially winnable candidate out of the race. I mean, you cannot call
Mr. Cham, before war, you should allow negotiations.
Yes.
Look at even United Nations, before they go and fight any country, look at what between them and Iraq. Where there are no negotiation, room for negotiations? Iraq, Iran war. Iraq, the UN
the
war.
Gulf War, yes.
The Gulf War. There was negotiation. He was given all the opportunity, I think.
Okay.
Saddam Hussein, Libya, and international committee, there was a room for negotiations. You cannot just act as a dictator. This is what you're going to do. We are not negotiating. We are doing that. No, give them the parties to negotiate. This is what we believe, the principle of democracy in NPP. We will give you the room to talk and negotiate. At the end, if you refuse, nobody was forced at the end. If you have insisted, no, I'm going to contest, we will give you a ballot. Of course.
But that didn't happen in some of the senior elections at the Congress.
Did anybody come out and ask for it? Tell me anybody who came out and
They were persuaded against their will.
No.
Nothing like that happened.
Nobody. Tell me anybody who will come and tell me the persuaded against your will without accepting.
Well, they wouldn't say that because it's an internal problem.
Well, that's why I said we use the internal processes of the Elders Council to negotiate. And you accept. If they have accepted, that was a room for negotiation. If they have rejected, the Elders Council came back to us and report that Mr. X and Mr. X has refused, they are not accepting, we will tell them ballots. Right there.
It has been said that the region we are dealing with, West Coast, is perhaps where you have your biggest challenge in finding a candidate, given that it is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and given that the issues there are more contentious. For example, the personalities in the race. So for Sonko is incumbent, all right, he has shown his interest to forge on. He fled, let's say he defected from the UDP to the NPP and has halfway of his term he'd been NPP and maybe at the beginning of the term he was UDP. Have you heard of a character called Ahmad Jite? He was very influential youth campaign personality in your party during the period leading to the presidential elections. He said he is going to contest, and he is said he's confident. It's either him or he believes NPP will not be able to take the seat from the opposition.
Well, Mr. Cham, you see, what we are looking for here is we want people who are committed to the ideal of MPP. Anybody who believe in the principle of MPP, who believe in the party ideology, you don't tell when.
Well, everyone has a right to say I think I am the biggest asset of the party. That's what he's doing.
Exactly.
He thinks he's the best asset.
Exactly. They are all selling themselves, and that is good. All of them. We have not seen anybody among the applicants who is not important to the people of West Coast. All of them, all the 9 applicants, we treat them as people of West Coast, and they have the constitutional right to contest this chairmanship. This is how MPP is dealing with them.
But at the end of the day, you, the NPP, will not sit by and see that your party's interests, and I mean knowingly and consciously, you picked a non-winnable candidate. Don't you have the last card in your hand to say, look, okay, this is probably the choice of the people of West Coast, but we think, come on, looking at the consideration, we know that with him, we have no chance against the opposition. So don't you have the last say and say, look, for this one, we're going to interfere and get this one because we believe overwhelmingly that he is the winnable candidate, or you don't have any
yeah, but that is to the last resort.
That will be the last resort.
Yeah, last resort. Last resort.
Okay.
We cannot do that now, Lamin. I mean,
now, I'm not asking you to do that, but is there a possibility that that's possible?
There is a possibility.
Yes.
When there is a tense situation, that's why even in the United Nations, you have a veto power.
Yes.
Those who have veto power.
Yes.
The same veto power applies to all organizations and the political parties.
Good.
I don't know whether you know that. This very tense situation is very tense.
Yes.
The top leadership has the power to veto. To say now we are tense, we having problem, it's going to divide us. Let's take this decision and select Mr. X, and that will be final. If anybody is respect the leadership and respect the ideal of the organization, would go by that.
And that's
what we are doing.
That's what we're doing.
Yes.
So on Sunday the 19th, the National People's Party would announce the chairmanship and mayor candidates throughout the country, isn't it?
We will complete By then we will complete.
Yes.
We are not saying announcement. I have not said.
Well, as far as the West Coast is concerned, they said they will conduct.
Yeah, but you know, it's not only West Coast. Yes. We have the whole nation now. That's what I'm telling you here. If West Coast has completed, we have completed everywhere, and we have not completed Banjul or KMC. That does not mean that that day we will just come out and announce anybody. But we expect by then, if it completed by 5 o'clock on the 19th, and we compile them, then we will be able the following day or the day after, we will be able to comfortably tell the Gambians, NPP has completed its selection process. For so and so, we have selected, Mr. X is selected, so and so, Mr. X is selected. That's what we want. We want to do it professionally. Just what I'm telling you here. How we are conducting the wards, councillors, and we are conducting also the chairmanship and mayorship respectively.
Okay, let's go to analyze the chances. Now, most of these councils now are in the hands of the opposition, the UDP. I think it's except Brikama, which I said started with the UDP, but he defected. Silver Sonko defected. And so did the GDC chairman in Kuntawur, I think.
Kuntawur, he defected after.
He defected to NPP as well.
Yes.
So you have two defectors, and you can now call your safe deposits, how do you call it? Fixed deposits, as they say in politics. Yeah. But the majority of them are all in the hands of the opposition. How confident are you in NPP that you are going to take these seats from them? Already they are far ahead of you in terms of process. They have finished their process. They've selected their candidates. They would say unanimously. You would say it's not democratic, but they said unanimously. They are far ahead of you in every process. How confident do you think you can unseat them?
Mr. Cham, we are confident for the fact that, it is an open secret that under the leadership of His Excellency President Barrow, the MPP has delivered. And if given the opportunity, would do more. That alone give us the confidence that when we nominate our councillors, how many councillors defected? How many councillors left? 9 people left. How many people left? Even the MPs left, quitted the UDP, because at the time of UDP securing these positions, because then they were working with President Barrow. That gave them the confidence and gave those electorate the confidence that President Barrow is somebody who can deliver to the Gambian people. Regardless of tribe, regardless of region, he is going to do what he is going to do. That's why people started defecting, leaving the UDP.
But don't you think they defected? Because that's where they think the money is. That's where the president has position, the president has power. So they may have defected because they are looking for their bread and butter. So
that's not it. That's not it. What was exposed at the National Assembly, when projects were tabled at the National Assembly, and some MPs, it was exposed that UDP was dragging their feet, not for them to be approved until after President Barrow. We all heard that on the media. That's what the MPs who were expelled in UDP said. They said we cannot stand that. We want to see that our constituencies are developed. So if the party we are representing are dragging their feet to approve big projects, we are not going to do that. So that's what happened.
So are you saying that those MPs who defected from the UDP to the NPP did so because they feel that their party was telling them don't approve projects even if they are for the benefit of the country?
That was said.
Just because they are introduced by Barrow, don't approve them. That's why they went, you mean?
Mr. Cham, if you can make your research on the National Assembly, there were National Assembly members who mentioned this thing, that it was tabled and they were dragging simply because of they want President Barrow to fail, and they were not going to be part and parcel of that. That's why they were in loggerheads with the UDP. So eventually they were expelled.
They were expelled. They don't want to disagree with their electorate by not supporting progressive bills.
Progressive bill.
And eventually they were thrown by this electorate. Most of them lost the elections, which means the electorate agree more with UDP than what they did by cross-capping into Barrow.
Yeah, but if you look
most of those defectors lost their elections back home.
They lost.
That means the electorate there did not agree with them going to Barrow.
Yeah, but also there are some of them who won, they were expelled and they won, and they are today,
Very few of
they are the majority leader today,
Very
the top.
few of those
The majority leader, let me tell you today,
let's go back to those things. Those who defected, majority have lost.
Yeah, but then
that is because their electorate.
No. That's not the cause.
Why did they lose?
There are many factors.
What did they
There are many factors.
Why did they lose?
Maybe they thought now is the right time to give somebody else the chance.
It's very clear, Mr. J. They were rejected by their electorates. Those people did not agree with them going to Barrow. That was a simple thing. That's why they lost.
No, that's not the reason.
Why did they lose and the electorate elected UDP?
They elected. Look at it. Okay. Now I can tell you few of them. Some of them, whom you know, they were expelled and they contested on the MPP and they won their seats.
Who are? That's very few of them.
Of course, and the other people.
I said majority of them lost.
And no. Only.
Of course, majority of them lost.
Only Jawara.
Majority of those who defected lost.
Only Jawara.
Sheku
Shekuba.
lost. Jawara lost.
Yes.
Baba Gale lost.
Yes.
Alaji Jawara lost. I mean, I can go on and on. The majority of those who defected lost. Mr. Mballow, that's very clear. Okay, let's continue with your opportunities. The NPP has, for example, in Banjul. Rohi Malik Law, you in the NPP believe that with EBU5 you can unseat and take the capital back. I mean, you must have been very embarrassed that most of the parliamentary seats, or all of them, have gone to the opposition. NPP lost all 3 in the last parliamentary elections. That must have embarrassed your party. Given that that was what happened in the parliamentary election, what guarantees do you have that you can win the mayorship if the 3 constituencies there all went to the opposition? That somebody somewhere might like to wonder, what can they do now?
I will tell you. I will tell you why we have made our research and we have come to the conclusion that we lost majority of those seats for the simple fact that they were overcarried by the presidential election victory.
Oh,
they thought they should not. Some people they were overconfident. Exactly. They didn't come out to vote. They thought we are going to win.
Is it not that they were unhappy with how they were treated after the presidential elections?
It could be in some instances. I cannot overrule that. It could be one of the factors. But the majority factor here is overconfidence, that our people didn't do our own people relaxed. They didn't do the work. They thought anybody who put there is going to win. And the opposition capitalized on that. They did their work, they came out, they campaigned, and they asked their people to come out and vote. Look at the.
So that's what happened in Banjul, KM, West Coast.
In many places. In many places.
In the Greater Banjul.
In the Greater Banjul. It happened. It affected us seriously.
So how are you going to amend that?
We are going to make sure now everybody is on alert to make sure that they do their job properly. To tell the people when it is time to come out and vote. Yes.
Okay, so how you got? You said the last time the people were or your supporters were overconfident.
That they didn't bother.
That they felt they didn't vote.
Yes.
And your party lost
in
the Greater Banjul.
In some areas.
You said this time you're going to. Yeah, it's no problem. It's expected. Maybe somebody wants to. So this time.
This is what I was avoiding.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So it's no problem. It's no problem at all.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to amend that? That's the problem. Are you going to now sensitize your supporters that every election is important and they must come out massively and vote?
That's what we are doing right now, Mr. Cham. That's why I said people were overconfident. They didn't do their work.
What about if
our own supporters?
Yes.
Refuse to come out and vote.
It might not just be overconfident. There might be grievances.
Yeah, you said that, and I didn't rule that out. You know, when you say something factual, I will not rule it out.
So there could be grievances.
We know where the facts. Yeah. There could be grievances.
Yes.
But after we have engaged
very hard.
We have engaged ourselves on reconciliatory processes. That talking to people. Let's forget about the power. If there were something that went wrong, that was done to you unhappily, we are sorry. Let's move forward. That will not happen. Now we know the problem. So we have fixed those loopholes We don't think those loopholes will emerge in these local government elections. We will leave no stone unturned.
Okay, Kerr, we know that we have, well, many people observe that Talib have done a good job in Kerr. He's a very big candidate, a very big personality that will be difficult to dislodge.
Yes, I mean, Talib, what you are saying, Talib is done. I'm not saying that he has not worked. He has done his part. He has done his job. But also looking at, there is one aspect of Talib leadership in KMC, which is, I mean, really frustrating the electorate. That is the corruption scandal. That, yes, with Martin, the accountant. You remember that?
I remember I was Senator Martin. But
Senator Martin, that case, until the matter is dragging.
But actually, it was Talib who got the commendation for acting in that manner, actually.
But I mean, he should have, that should have been expedited. The investigation, they should have been probed. Council should have been probed. They should have opened their doors for probe.
By the way, you have just mentioned it. I was coming because that is your government matters. We are dealing with your party members matters.
But we are talking about KMC right now, the corruption scandal in KMC.
We'll talk about your office matters a little later.
Okay.
Let's talk about the NPP.
Okay.
You think, even though I tell you that most people think it's Talib who got credits for handling that issue, you still believe, the investigation should have gone. There were legal problems, it did not go. Let's move then to Brikama. There, Sirfo Sonko defected. When he was UDP, he was overwhelmingly voted in. Now he's NPP, and all the constituencies except one in West Coast in the last parliamentary elections went to the UDP. How hopeful are you? That is the Busumba, that is the Yundum, all Yundum seats. All the rest went to UDP. How hopeful are they? Are you that this is going to change, or is it the same way with Banjul, you think?
Let me tell you, for Busumbala, I've just
it's only Yundum that went to your party in
I will tell you what happened. I mean, in Busumbala and some other places.
In Sanementereng, in Combo South,
what happened
Combo
is,
East.
We were affected by the selection process.
Brikama North, Brikama South.
We were affected by the selection process. We didn't take our time. Selection process was done hastily. People whom, they were no potential winners were selected. After we realized that. And that's why that angered the electorate. That's what you are saying here, grievances. And that angered the electorate. That, hey, they should have listened to MPP leadership, should have listened to us, they should have consulted us, they would have conducted free, fair, and transparent primaries, and they failed to do that. We will sit down, we will not go to vote. That's what put us.
You are not running into similar things?
That's why I said
in this election too.
Don't you think that is the reason why we are taking time? I told you here we are taking time.
Now you come, so you are taking time.
That's why we don't want to. Otherwise, we would have come up quickly. We have selected Mr. X in KMC, West Coast.
I see.
But why do you think we are taking our time?
I see.
Because we don't want to
learn from the parliamentary election.
We learn from our mistakes. That's why we are doing this.
That's encouraging. That will really be encouraging to you. Mansakonko, Landing Sane. I know in the parliamentary elections, the NPP and the UDP split, or there was an independent which give age to perhaps NPP because he eventually ended up supporting NPP.
Yes.
So that means there's a little bit of age there for NPP in Mansakonko. But Landing Sane is still popular in many quarters of the region. Are you sure you're going to dislodge him?
Yeah, what I'm telling you in Mansakonko, have no two mind. We are going to dislodge him.
You're going to dislodge him?
We're going to dislodge him.
Okay.
I know. We are going to dislodge him because we have seen, we have seen, according to the results that we got, the presidential election and the mass number of people who cross-carpeted, who moved over to MPP
after the election
has given us the courage that when it comes to chairmanship election in Mansakonko, we are going to capture it.
Okay.
We know.
What about CRR South? Janjambure area.
In Janjambure area.
Is that not where was it Kintaur, where the deputy chairman had to be impeached or whatever you call it by councillors?
By councillors. We are going to, that one is ours, automatically.
Really?
Yes, we will win that. Sierra South, we are going to win that. Because look at even how we captured even from the National Assembly.
Yes, you did well. One would have thought that is
those areas we are trying to clear. Most of these parties, MPP has overcome,
including Kuntaur.
Including Kuntaur.
That went to GDC then.
That went to GDC, and look at Kuntaur.
That
GDC,
one defected.
Eventually, he defected. He came over to us.
So you have no problem
because majority of those people today are MPP. Those villages, those towns.
Okay.
You ask them, they say President Barrow is working, and he's a peaceful man. He believes in President Barrow gives us the fundamental rights, and respect for democracy. And they are happy with that.
Danjo is still.
Danjo is going to be history after this.
How do you want?
Write it down.
Why?
Huh?
What do you?
With what I'm hearing in Upper River region today,
and what the parliamentary elections,
and also the projects that they have, they are enjoying today, and also the Danjo's leadership, lack of providing.
Danjo did a lot of things according to the PDP.
What?
Build bridges and stuff.
Build bridges.
Well,
name the bridge.
It's the country.
You are the journalist. You are better informed.
We saw them inaugurating.
And don't mind them.
Price and communities and.
Don't mind them. The market right now, Basing market. You can that one is you can compare it to Banjul market.
But that's central government.
That's what I'm telling you.
And that should.
So if central government can do that and they put up a candidate, let's be fair here, Mr. Cham. Central government is doing that now. Central government say area council at the local government level. I want to give you also a candidate so that we can do this thing concurrently, both central and local. Don't you accept that?
Depending on what the people think so.
No.
I mean, you had issues with that market.
And we have seen the leadership of the UDP condemning the project that went to URR. Do you think URR people will be happy? Where Hussein Udabo stand outright and tell URR this project should have not come to URR? They have that. They had it. Do you think those people now?
So Hussein said that.
If you said that, it is on record. I'm not saying that. Whatever I tell you here is on record.
Okay.
So people of URR are still now, they are coming up with that reflection of his statement.
So it is not the case of like opponents will say indoctrinating people on ancestry, tribal lines, etc. I mean, the UDP has been accused of that. The NPP too have been accused in areas that you have talked about. For example, if it is Kombo, Baribu, and Kiang, the UDP is accused of trying to indoctrinate them because they are Mandinka speaking. Similarly, they said CRR and URR are automatically NPP because you.
Yeah, but do you want to tell me
you promoted tribalism by
telling but listen,
the ethnic group dominant there that. I mean, this is your own. So if you vote for UDP, you are voting for Mandinkas.
Let me tell you, URR and CRR, what you are talking about is not predominant. It's not dominated by any tribe. It's a mix.
But
largely
dominated by Fulani. You cannot discount that.
No. URR?
Yes, of course.
URR, Sarahule, Fula, Mandinka.
But the single largest is Fulani. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, but how many? But after the election, how many people? We had Mandinka, two Mandinka MPs, two Mandinka MPs, two Sarahule MPs, two Fula MPs in URR.
People are worried that the politicians in the NPP and the UDP and the others always rely on this kind of what would you call it, circumstances to campaign on ethnic lines. So you might be comfortable in CRR and URR because of course you play the ethnic card there. Like you accused the UDP of doing in Burfoot or in Sanyang or in Kiang. So where do we go if that is the politics?
Well, actually, I have not accused them of any distinct improve, and I have not. I cannot recall.
Well, that's what they accuse.
I cannot recall. Accuse them in.
No, I'm not saying you accuse, but NPP always accused UDP of being tribalistic. That's always the case.
Well, if they see it in their areas,
the NPP,
if they are playing the cards, the tribal cards.
The NPP national chairman said in Barrow that if the UDP wins, the other ethnic groups will have to pack up and go. That was in record. That too is in record. Is that true or false? That's on record.
That is true. Them both said it.
There you go.
Them both said it, but he said that's not the way. The way
he said it, everybody heard it. How can that come back and say that he said it? Anyway, let's talk about government now. You were worried about a recent interview that former Finance Minister Ahmad Sane did on radio. And he actually was being interviewed in reaction to $164 million that the auditors are asking government to recover from Secure Report. Secure Report is the company that is collecting $1,000, embarrassing all the passengers who fly in and out of Banjul, asking them to pay $1,000. The audit report said they were given $164 million unjustifiably because they said it is government's fault not to have started collecting it for 7 months, and during that period they think they would have collected $164 million. The auditor said government paid them for that. Government should not pay for that. And the Office of the President refused to listen to reason and paid it. Now the auditors want that money back because they think it's going to be losses to the government. Amadou Sane said that is an act of corruption. You said that's not the case.
Mr. Cham, if it was somebody credible somebody who came up with the allegation, but not Amadou Sane, I would have listened.
But the allegation is credible. It's Amadou who is not credible, but the allegation is credible.
The allegation, we are looking into it. We are looking into the matter. For us, people in government, it is our responsibility to make sure that we don't underestimate any allegation and we don't brush it out just like that. We are listening to it, whatever the report.
So why is Amadou the wrong man to put?
Amadou is the wrong man. Simply, Mr. Cham, I would tell you, Amadou has no credibility in the eyes of the Gambians. Simply because Amadou Sane, if you can recall, in 2013, he falsified an affidavit to Malam Fati and Nasambu Fati, and as a matter of that false affidavit that he did, he was jailed for 5 years. Thanks to Mr. President Barrow, who saved his life. Otherwise, he would have still, he would have just completed his jail term. That's very serious. But I cannot understand somebody who has done that. Not only that, Amadou Sane is also.
Is it not political experience now? Because at the time when you, Adama Barrow, and others were in the UDP, you condemned his imprisonment. You said he probably was merely helping somebody escaping dictatorship, as many people have done. We have seen APRC, people who love Jammeh, went into exile, lied that they were traumatized and they were persecuted by Jammeh, when actually they are Jammeh supporters. They did that because they want their asylum claims, to be approved.
But Mr. Cham,
now they said Amadou.
Listen, Mr.
Now listen, because at the time, I'm not saying what Amadou did was the right thing if he ever had first falsified somebody, but the court. We all know how courts run under. You yourself had condemned so many judgments under Jammeh.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is it not political experience now? You are bringing that as a criminal record against Amadou, when actually you condemned that judgment when you are UDP. Why is it now a crime for him now?
Mr. Cham, what I'm telling, let me come here. I have condemned certain imprisonment here, like Usainu Dabo and others. Unjustified jailing.
Yes.
I was among those who spearheaded mass demonstrations everywhere.
I've never heard you said before that Amadou's jailing is correct.
I have never mentioned about that.
Why are you doing it now?
I'm doing it now simply because now that he's the one speaking.
Because now you're in a position.
If he can, because what I'm saying is, if he can falsify at that time, he is in the Gambia. Sambu Fati is in the Gambia. Malam Fati is in the Gambia. If he can falsify an affidavit in the Gambia, definitely. Today I will come out and say it is wrong. If he was outside, to try to help him. But how can you do that? How can somebody with your five senses sitting down write that?
I've never seen you, I never had you, never had Adama Barrow. In fact, Adama Barrow served under him. He was all the time lamenting how he was falsely imprisoned. His boss was falsely. I've never had you complain about this. You are doing it today because he's in the opposition.
It's not in the opposition. That's what I'm telling you. If he had not done the wrong, if you are commenting the wrong, we must also comment
Why
the negative.
Why is it wrong to you now? And
so we cannot just come here and say Ahmad Sane, what he said is the right thing, while he is hiding something in his closet. Gambian people must recall that in 2013, he was the one who asked the treasurer of UDP
You did not condemn this when you
morally that was wrong.
You did not say this when you were UDP.
Why should I say that when it was good?
Because now he's opposition, now you say
you see, listen, Mr. Cham, just because we were condemning a Jammeh dictatorship, that does not give some warrant everybody to come and falsify and steal.
You did not condemn
me. I have never in Jammeh time for somebody who do wrong thing, a criminal activity. I have never subscribed to that.
I am not saying what.
But politically, like those politicians who were arrested,
I'm not saying
peacefully demonstrating, Hussein Udaba and the 30 people. I was bitter about that. But Hussein then was not involved in criminal activity. It was a peaceful protest. But this one was criminal.
But you, along with Barrow, did not see it that way at that time.
No.
Why do you see it now as a criminal?
No, that's what
I want to know. That because you are in the opposition now. Okay, let's go ahead. What he said about the 164 million. You said the allegation.
Not only that, Amadou Sane was the one. Do you recall? As a journalist, you know, Amadou Sane, when he was the Minister of Finance, he was the most traveled Minister of Finance, lavesting the Gambian money. Do you know that? Look at the record. Not only the travel, it was recorded. Okay. Not only that, Amadou. I tell you, Amadou Sane had a company, his own private company. He was awarding himself. That is corruption. Don't you know? Go to a record. You are among the best journalists here.
I heard a rumor.
Yes. How can you be a minister? You have your private company. You award yourself. In America, they will jail you for life. In United Kingdom.
So that makes,
in Swiss,
that's make him the wrong person.
He's the wrong person, definitely. Okay, if you have said somebody in UDP, credible somebody coming up condemning this type of things, I would say, you know, this one person.
But all the same, the 164 million paid to seek your report, raised in the auditor's report to have been probable loss to the state, and it should be recovered. You think that's a credible? That's a credible.
What I'm telling you is we are looking at that. Well, I said to you, when we heard of that, we will not brush out any allegation of corruption.
Okay. Now,
even we are pushing right now for the corruption bill. You will hear it within 2-3 months. It's coming out to the parliament.
It has long been there in parliament.
It's coming out. We are pushing it.
Very good.
So we are not going to succumb to people who are doing who want to enrich themselves, who want to gain money through being in government. We are not going to be. We are not encouraging that.
The president, it's been announced, it's confirmed, I guess, that the president has set up a commission of inquiry into the management of the councils. Do you know about that as presidential advice?
Well, I mean, right now, I would leave that one.
But you know about it. It is true that it's...
What I'm saying is he has, he has announced that he would do it.
Is the news true that the commission has been set up?
What I'm telling you is when it is final, whatever we come up, he has announced that he can do that. But when it is done, we will let you know.
Okay, he's planning to do that.
He's announced he has the mandate to do it.
But he said, it's been reported that he is setting up, as soon as all the legal matters are worked out, has an intention to bring an investigation.
Constitutionally, he has the power to do that. Constitutionally.
And he has shown intention to do that when the legal matters are...
Legal matters, he can do that, and he will do it.
It's going to do. It's going to be done.
He can do it. He's mandated by the Constitution.
Many people think at a time like this, with 3 months to go,
it has always happened here.
3 months to go. Listen, 3 months to go for the local government elections, and most of these countries are run by opposition. People believe this is witch hunting, political witch hunting.
It's not witch hunting. It has always been happening in the country. I mean, Mr. Cham. We still run.
What's one example? Tell me one example.
We are run by the 1997 Constitution. Was there not one time when at the expiration date of mayorship, Yankuba Koli was appointed for the 3 months?
But this is the system you fought against.
No, but what I'm
when Jammeh system you are now bringing that it happen on the Jammeh, so it can happen again. And this is the system you Saihou Mballow and Barrow fought against.
But Mr. Cham,
so you bring
what I'm telling you is, as far as the constitutional mandates are there and the powers are there to be exercised, what would stop the president or you or me from exercising
it? Even if it means...
We don't want to bully. We are not bullying people.
Even if it means...
We are not bullying people. But we want to use we want to make sure that we exercise the law.
You know, what you fought for, you and Adama Barrow fought for.
We fought for
no, listen,
dictatorship, tyrannism,
exactly. You fought
bullying.
You fought against that.
Yes.
You fought against.
But not this one, not the constitution.
You fought against Jammeh because he did that using legal loopholes to witch hunt his political opponents. Jammeh did that. You fought against that.
But those ones we are fighting.
You were victims.
Those ones now we are not using those.
You fought against that.
Yes.
You found yourself in exile. Adama Barrow suffered with the UDP. They have been persecuted. Those are the systems they fought for. But if people see it creeping in the system now, they will believe that you are doing exactly what Jammeh was doing. That's why when people say you are using Jammeh's handbook,
Mr. Cham.
Yes.
A lot of Gambians, honest Gambians, have testified that really what they have today is far more.
Of course, there's no
also they have seen that President Adama Barrow Adama Barrow has eradicated dictatorship.
That is why they are worried when they see
somebody for more than 72 hours. Is history in this country.
That's very true.
I think that is
everybody knows that.
Freedom of speech. Today you can sit down here, Fatou, and criticize Barrow, criticize minister, criticize anybody.
Let me tell you, one of the things that people think is Mr. Barrow's biggest strength over the opposition, the biggest asset he has is tolerance. Everybody agreed that. Nobody can discount that.
Yes.
But they believe people like you and others are taking that strength from him by poisoning his mind to become intolerant. Therefore, he loses that strength, that asset he has, tolerance, that everybody agreed. He's gradually losing it because you are advising him against that, for him now to be vindictive, witch hunting.
Never.
Those are not his characters, but they said now they fear he's going there little by little.
Mr. Cham.
Yes.
You have the right.
Is that right or wrong?
No, you have
I'm
your
saying
right.
what critics say, not me.
What the critics are saying is they are wrong.
They are wrong.
That's the wrong perspective of the real issue.
Okay.
So what we are advising and what we are working with President Adama Barrow is to make sure that we respect genuine democracy, respect for fundamental rights and rule of law in this country, and that is what is happening. We would never allow or encourage anything otherwise to be done in this country. Bullying, you understand?
Yeah.
Violating the constitutional right of people, muggling the rights of citizens and non-citizens in this country would never happen.
But using legal loopholes and state power to witch hunt political opponents.
Is this?
That's what critics say.
But Mr. Cham,
3 months before.
Where is the loophole here?
3 months.
Is there?
No, 3 months.
Is there?
3 months before.
It's something that is there.
3 months before the local government elections, you came with an investigation. They said this is directed and designed to discredit the current holders of those councils, office of those councils, so that they can minimize or eradicate their chances of being re-elected.
Those investigations ended just now. They came now. If they were here before, we would have dealt with them. But they came now. That's why they were called at the park at the National Assembly.
The audit reports were presented, even that people said was pre-arranged so that it can come at a time when the election is coming near. That's what I heard.
That is wrong.
That's what I heard.
That
was planned so that their appearance at FPAC can be very close to the election. So that whatever come up there in adverse findings or adverse reports by the auditors can be weaponized as a political weapon against.
Trust me, that's not the case.
And as if that is not enough,
trust me, that's not the
now case. We hear about this inquiry. People are saying that, wow, the president is now witch hunting.
Trust me, that's not the case. We are doing things according to the law. We are doing things according to the constitution. We will never allow constitutional right of Gambian to be violated here. Over our dead body. We are the people who will suffer here for the past 20. You have mentioned it. Adama Barrow, myself.
Of course, that's why people are concerned. There are principles in everything. With all what people can say about Saihou Mballow. If you count people who fought against Jammeh, now you'll be one of them.
But now
if they fear you are you are taking a lane that's different from that, Mr.
Cham, with all fairness to Mr. Mballow,
yes.
How can Mr. Mballow sit down and see something is in our constitution, and Mr. Mballow kick against it? And it has not been changed, amended. Why didn't they change it when they were changing the age limit?
But most we then capitalize on
at the National Assembly for the age limit.
But most we capitalize on a bad law and said it was here before. When its usage in the past is what we condemned.
If I had the opportunity then, I would have amended this at the National Assembly. Isn't it? Yeah. I would have amended. But hence it is not amended, it's there. So it's not the Saihou Mballow or Adama Barrow making. It is the making of the constitution.
So Adama Barrow can make use of it even if it is not in most people's view the best practice.
It is in the most people's view because of it was left there. Because the people who came to power today are people from UDP, people from NRP, and they saw this thing there, they saw the constitution, and they choose to amend the age limit alone and left this thing. So it is their choice that this is legal and is correct.
So every bad law remaining in the books from Jammeh onwards, since it has not been amended, Adama has free hand to use them.
But the president has said it. He said he's bringing up a new constitution. He said he wants to bring up a new constitution. But as long as that is not done yet, we have to do with what we have.
He can use them to his political advantage.
No political advantage. Don't take it to political advantage. He would use it to his power.
That's what the critics said.
The powers given to him.
That's what the critics said.
No, the critics would always criticize.
And
you cannot stop that.
Most observers also said.
You will always criticize that. Whenever the president does so, today, even if there is an accident on the road, on the coastal road, people will blame Adama Barrow. Even if a driver killed a chicken in Westfield, at the Westfield area, they will say, oh, Adama Barrow government. So that one, you cannot eradicate that.
Yes,
the critics are here to criticize.
Very good.
But we are bound to do what is mandated by us to do, by the rule of law. That's what we are doing. And that's what the president is doing.
So if the subject is corruption in the councils, I mean, of late, let's go by the auditor's report, it's not only the councils, financial issues that the audit report raised. It raised things even as high as the office of the president, ministries. I mean, nobody seemed to follow in the accounting system everywhere. Even parliament were accused of, trying to increase their own wages, etc. Nobody is adhering to any financial, discipline or best practice in accounting systems. I mean, we just talked about the security report and its relationship allegedly with the office of the president. Why don't you inquire everything in a wholesome manner and not targeting councils alone?
Well, you have said it here, and there are other investigations that came to. I mean, you people, the journalists, I think it is your responsibility to make sure that you come up and mention certain things that we have.
Of course, the audit report has.
There was an audit report. There was with the GAM Petroleum.
Yes, it was us.
We took it. Didn't we take action? We took it to court, to the right place to go.
Yeah, but they said that
was an article. We took it to the right destination.
You lost the case.
But that was the right destination. Is that not the right destination? The courts.
You lost the case.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it was not diligent.
What we did, that is the right thing to do. We are not judge. President Adama Barrow is not a magistrate. Is not a judge. What is mandated to do is his government. When there is an allegation like this happen, he asks the police department to do the investigation and proceed to the attorney general. And they look at it and they push it to the judges. The judges are independent. So whatever they decide next, we cannot do it. Even we have been losing cases ourselves. Yes. President Adama Barrow is losing his cases. Yakumba Jaite is one of them. So who will blame President Adama Barrow for the case going to court, corruption case, and it is lost there? If President Adama Barrow himself can be punished, but not a punishment, but the court can lose at the court, and he accepts it in good faith. Let us be fair to each other. Let us be fair to each other.
Good.
This is what you're talking about here. We are going to take actions. We will never condole. We are not going to make sure that we condole corruption. That's why we are bringing debates.
What would have told the commissions would have started for encompassing all the issues raised by the Auditor General and not just the councils. If the commissions are meant for addressing issues in the council, these bigger problems are raised in the auditor's report about the Banjul rehabilitation projects, the CHO report, so many other things that are bigger, billions.
Well, but
bigger than the councils combined.
No, what I'm telling you.
But there are no inquiry on those ones.
No, what I'm telling you is, if you have reports Why is it that the critics are only concerned about this one?
Which one?
The one coming now with the council.
Yeah, because they think it should have encompassed everything.
But so they are only interested in what they want to be done.
Their concern is
they cannot dictate. The critics cannot dictate the government what to do or not to do.
Their concern is the timing is targeting them for election purpose.
That is not correct. That is not correct. It came at a time
it's not witch hunting.
No, it's not witch hunting. Absolutely not witch hunting. We are doing it at the right time. It has arrived, and we see the necessity to take care of addressing.
Saihou Mballow is the presidential advisor on political affairs at State House and a member of the National People's Party. I give you the final word, both on the party and the government side.
Well, I mean, Mr. Cham, thank you very much for inviting me here and to share light on the burning issues in the country. And what I'm calling on Gambians is to make sure that let us not abuse our democracy that we have today. Let us not abuse the leadership, good leadership that we have today. Today, we all know, even the international community, look at now, donor agencies. We have won the Millennium Channel. Gambia has won it. How many times we lost that one? How many years? But now President Barrow is winning millions on the Millennium Channel because of his tolerance, his respect for democracy.
That's what I told you. But that's why people are concerned is losing. I told you.
No, it's not losing it.
Tolerance.
It just came recently. So if you are telling me that they are pushing him to do something bad, the international community is not seeing that. Gambian majority of Gambians are not seeing.
That's why I'm telling you. I tell you, everybody agrees. You see, the one thing you cannot take from Barrow is the tolerance. That's his asset.
Yeah.
In every other areas, analysts have come up with low grades for him. I must tell you that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But when it comes to tolerance and democracy, people say that is absolutely a far break from the past. Well respected for that. But then things like this, that's what people are fearing, that you may take that tolerance from him by making him to be become vindictive, by relying on loopholes to target political opponents. They're going to spoil his image.
Cham.
And that's what people feared.
Be rest assured that is not going to happen.
Okay.
President Barrow is going to remain who he is.
Okay.
He's going to remain with his tolerance.
Yeah.
He's going to remain with his respect for democracy. Nobody would encourage him, nobody would push him into something that would not be an interest to this country. I know that.
Good. And we stand by for February 19th to do the outcome of the processes of selecting mayor and chairmanship candidates for the NPP.
Right.
Good. Saihou Mballow is special advisor of President Barrow on political matters. He's also a member of the National People's Party, the governing National People's Party. We will be back, perhaps with him and more NPP people in the run-up to the elections. Thank you very much, Mr. Mballow.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll be back next week. I'm Lamin Cham.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship, Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, Takaful Fund, management of Zakat, management of Awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.